whole disciplines like astronomy and particle physics as big data problems, wherein we publish so much data that only software can meaningfully digest it. Jim Gray, one of my heroes, calls this the fourth paradigm of science. So that's my top 10 list of disruptors shaking up computing. As you look toward optimizing your own contributions to and rewards from our industry, keep these waves of transformation in mind. It is through their impact that technologies will be made and obsoleted and fortunes won and lost. Consider, there would have been no WebLogic without the advent of the web, Java, and the free trial download. By empowering every developer to try out our product every day, we were able to push off corporate purchasing until after the applications were built. Today, there is much less shelfware in the world because a business rightly expects to have proven out software before they pay for it. And consider, there would have been no Zimbra without the richly interactive web UI of Ajax, mashups, open source, and the innovative business model of mixing an open source core with proprietary extensions, now called Open Core. Catching one or more of these transformative waves can give the software you write the leverage to change the world. But it doesn't change the fundamentals. Most of all, you need a great product, a great team behind that product, and a set of customers that need your product so badly that they will spend their time and scarce money to adopt it. There's still a staggering amount of mediocrity in software, which means frustration and waste for end users. Talk to your customers and use the web to help them talk to you. They will help you do better. Finally, these top 10 disruptors, especially with all the others that I haven't sorted out yet, are going to remake the tech industry landscape yet again. 10 years ago, Google hadn't made its first dollar from search advertising, Apple had been written off for dead, and Facebook hadn't been born. Our industry stays in this state of flux because of innovation, but also because some of our best thinkers keep getting it wrong. We at WebLogic made one right bet in believing Java would find more of a home on the server than on the client in the browser. The smart money then was on Java clients and C++ servers. But at Zimbra, I was really troubled by the idea of trying to write 100,000 lines of model view controller code in JavaScript and figuring out how to run it inside the browser. And yet that was probably the best decision that we made. When I first looked at WAP, I rightly scoffed, why try to reinvent the internet for mobile? But when apps showed up on mobile devices, I poo-pooed them. On the PC, apps had lost out to the browser, and I was even more convinced it would play out that way in mobile. How wrong I was. Keep these failures of prognostication in mind as they create an opportunity for you to make contrarian bets and win big. Let me close with a story. Back in the early days of Java, I had the opportunity to represent WebLogic in a backroom debate among the Java powers that be. I made what I thought was a well-reasoned argument. My case was summarily dismissed by one of the Sun representatives, who closed his response with, "And Scott, just why in the hell would you think that would ever work?" I paused, thought, and said, "I guess I'm just a blind, stupid optimist." At that point, one of my allies in the debate said, laughing, "Gee, Scott, I sure hope you don't lose your optimism, because then you're just going to be blind and stupid." I can no longer recall what that particular debate was about, but I still laugh about the blind and stupid bit. There's an underlying truth in this story. If you aspire to lead people, and after all, developing software leaders is our mantra here at CMU, undying, contagious optimism is an essential asset. Cultivate it. Just try not to be blind and stupid. As Reagan said, there is no limit to what you can accomplish if you don't care who gets the credit. Your goal should be to help build teams that work well enough together that you forget who came up with what idea. Perhaps the single greatest thing about our industry is what a small team of bright, passionate people can accomplish. Smartphones, open source, and clouds have dramatically reduced the hurdles to delivering the next generation of software innovation. You just need to come up with a spark. Thank you, good luck, and Godspeed to the Carnegie Mellon class of 2010.
So there you have it, an example of what we use in our tagline, developing software leaders. We expect to see many of you making mistakes, making successes, creating companies, having them acquired. So I really look forward to seeing that. I made a sort of a side comment to Scott. He's been out of work for 9 months, and that still looking. In fact, he had to go to Fiji and Maui and Europe to actually look for a position. So don't give up. There's plenty of opportunity. Still looking. There's probably other places to visit, I think. All right. What I'd like to do now is introduce Dr. Ray Baris, Director of Educational Programs, to make a number of awards.
I feel too tall up here. I mean, maybe I should get down like this. But anyway, I have the honor of presenting two very special awards to graduates today, the Outstanding Service Award and the Dean's Return on Education Award. The Outstanding Service Award recognizes a graduating student for his or her contributions to the Carnegie Mellon community through leadership in the academic programs, in campus initiatives, in improving the student experience, and in general, in developing a sense of community within the student body. The recipient of this year's Outstanding Service Award is Steve Ray. Steve is a part-time student completing an MS in software engineering. He began the program in 2008. In the time he's been here, he served as a tireless representative in our Student Ambassadors program, speaking with prospective students and introducing them to the campus and the Carnegie Mellon community. In addition, Steve took it upon himself to plan, organize, and implement a variety of student extracurricular activities, including a paintball war between the classes, end-of-semester celebrations, and other activities. I was told I could insert a joke here, but I think I'll just leave the joke I might make to your imagination. Okay? But anyway, Steve's efforts to initiate and promote student bonding have positively impacted the Carnegie Mellon Silicon Valley community. This outstanding service plaque, which I'm going to get without dropping my hat, commemorates those students who have provided outstanding leadership to the community. And now, Steve, your name will be added to the plaque, which will be prominently displayed in the building. Please come to the stage and receive the award. Let me readjust my hat. This is the first time I've ever gotten a hat that's too big. The Dean's Return on Education Award was created to recognize graduates and recent alumni who have successfully put their Carnegie Mellon educations into practice by advancing their careers, contributing to their companies, and inspiring others to do the same. This year's Return on Education Award goes to 4 alumni from the class of 2008. Bertrand Demiba, Sarah Laiwala, Fernando Guayasamín, and Ramon Marchand. They began working as a team during our Innovation Entrepreneurship course taught by Professor Stuart Evans. As part of the curriculum, students envisioned a software product and developed a business plan, which was then critiqued and judged in a business plan competition by local VCs, angel investors, and entrepreneurs. The team decided to use its combined expertise in the mobile and speech spaces to envision a company focused on voice authentication on mobile devices. The team won the end-of-semester business plan competition. But it didn't stop there. Shortly after graduation in August 2008, the team participated in a national business plan competition and placed second. They then decided to incorporate their company as Security Mobile and developed VoiceLock, which is now available on the BlackBerry Bold and Curve and will soon be available on the iPod and on Android phones. The company is a recipient of a TIE 50 award in 2010. They were selected from over 3,700 nominated companies. And they participated in TICON 2010, the world's largest conference for entrepreneurs. The Security Mobile team was also recently featured in a panel discussion at the Voice Biometrics Conference in New York. It's my pleasure on behalf of the faculty to award the 2010 Dean's Return on Education Award to Bertrand, Sarah, Fernando, and Ram. Unfortunately, Fernando could not be present, but I'd like to call Bertrand, Sarah, and Ram up to the stage to accept the award. So it looks like Sarah could not be present either. Okay, so I guess what we'll do is we will keep Sarah's. So I'm trying to get these. I was told not to drop them because they're glass. I was also told if I dropped them, I could tell you it's a kit. Okay. So this is an example of the award. It's a very nice etched glass thing. Bertrand will say a few words on behalf of the team.
Sure. So I'll just say a couple of words because I think I'm the only one standing between those graduates and their degrees. I just basically want to use this time to thank the Carnegie Mellon community for supporting us. We came up with a business idea here, and ever since CMU has been essentially a founder essentially in our team. We've had interns from Carnegie Mellon since we started the company that have helped us put our product together. I especially want to call out some graduating members that have done an excellent job for us. Nick, Matthias, and I don't know if Harish is here, but they're just another example of how much CMU has contributed and the CMU community has contributed to our company. I also want to point out and thank Stuart for his guidance and his help and helping us towards this idea, Ray for his support, and Ed for supplying us with great interns. I want to end this with, so obviously I accept the award on behalf of my team with some level of humility and honor. I'd like to end my comments with a slightly personal note. So my CMU journey started in 1991 when I chose to go there for my undergraduate degree. I decided to come back in 2006, and I really see this as a very sort of proud moment in my CMU career. CMU is the only institution of higher learning I've ever known, and I'm especially proud to receive an alumni award from essentially the only institution of higher learning I've ever known. So thank you, and I will let the class graduate and get their degrees.
Oops, I've stepped on my robe. Okay. The next award to be presented is the Outstanding Research Assistant Award. I invite Professor Colin Jackson to the podium to present that award.
So I have the honor of presenting the inaugural Outstanding Research Assistant Award. This award is intended to recognize a full-time graduate student who had demonstrated exemplary performance and contribution as a research assistant. The award recognizes exceptional productivity and high-quality work from a research assistant who brings a high level of dedication, reliability, and flexibility to their research, with results leading to grants, proposals, papers, or presentations. Nominations are submitted by research faculty, and the recipient is selected via an extensive committee review. This year's Outstanding Research Award goes to Mustafa Acer. Mustafa's project encompassed measuring a proposed browser risk metric that he and I developed using ad networks as a measurement platform. He developed the server backend for the experiment, as well as a vulnerability database using Google App Engine. He co-wrote a paper with me describing the results of this experiment and presented it at the Web 2.0 Security and Privacy Workshop in May. In addition, Mustafa developed a Google Chrome extension and is now running a new experiment to determine how user interfaces affect users' decisions to